with Season 2 of Guilty Gear Strive being announced, I wanted to list some of the things that I really think could improve the game. As an avid player of Strive is my main fighting game, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I want to see it become a better fighting game. So, number 1 on the list, we gotta have in-game frame data. I would absolutely love this feature. It's super convenient, and I feel as though it's really criminal that a lot of fighting games don't have it. For example, you have Tekken, where you have in-game frame data, but it's paid, which, you know, there's some contention there because obviously it's paid and you can get it for free. If you play the PC version, you can get it for free. Console players have to pay for it. And a whole lot of game developers have a sort of stigma around frame data where they want you to experience it, like sort of like quite literally lab for it, if that makes sense. ArcSys has given it before. In terms of Dragon Ball FighterZ, they have in-game frame data, and it actually is useful. And if they could also have like a timer for when you're trying to do instant block, if there's like not a visual cue, because there is a visual cue, an audio cue for instant faultless defense and instant block, and some sort of like timer so that you can see in the window of when you have to instant block and instant faultless defense these moves. I'd like to see a ranked mode revamp. What I mean by that is Celestial is nice, it's great for new players, and it is a great thing in general, like not Celestial, but the whole ranked tower system that Strive has. It's probably the most beginner friendly ranked system of a fighting game that I've seen, because it clearly lays out, like, you know, it gives you a sense of progression. But once you get to Celestial, there's no more progression. Other than that, you have tournaments and you have the park. And if you really want, you could also try and like go for the top 512, I think it is, for the aura. And for me, that feels like a lot more of a grind than something that you can work towards. You can work towards it, but it doesn't feel, you don't improve by that, because you just have to win a lot. There's no like thinking about what you have to do, you just have to win. And of course in that winning you have to think, but I'm sure that you guys can see where I'm going with this. I'd like if there are tiers in Celestial. I feel as though that may provide a little bit more of a journey, if that makes sense. But for a person like as me who can't access locals, unfortunately, I don't have the sense of progression. I think that's probably the best word, the sense of progression, because I can't really ask the person next to me, oh, what can I do better? Can we play more? You know, let's talk. There's no sense of community for me, and I'm sure that there are some people who are still experiencing that. Hopefully, when the whole situation in the world is a lot better, I can actually experience that. The third thing that I'd like to see added in Guilty Gear Strive Season 2 is more single player modes. We have survival, the combo trials, if you want to count that. We have the arcade mode. If they could give us a time attack mode, that'd be appreciated. But what I would like to see, and it would kind of be interesting, if we could see the 2-player mode that they had teased a while back that never got like touched ever again. They didn't make any mention of it ever again. They had some like listing on the PlayStation Store. It was like, oh, we're gonna harness the power of the PlayStation 5. And we're here almost a year into the game, and we haven't seen any of that. I don't know if that was just supposed to be for like the arcade mode, because I know there's like a 2-player mode in the arcade mode, but something like that. It'd also be nice if we could see like EX characters. I believe they're called EX characters in Accent Core, where the characters are just cracked out. They have ridiculous things, all that cool stuff, sort of like the unlimited characters from BlazBlue, if you know what I'm talking about. It would be nice, but at the same time, I don't think they would do it, sadly, because Strive's characters are a lot more condensed, to put it in a way that won't enrage people. You know, oh, the Strive characters are so bare bones, you know, that sort of deal. They're condensed, so there's not a lot that you can really do to crack out the characters. The fourth thing, and this is probably my most wanted thing with frame data, because I love frame data, if we could get the take control mode from Guilty Gear X and Core+R, that by far, in my opinion, has to be one of the coolest things that fighting games have almost ever implemented. Of course, you know, that's up for debate. But take control, where you can take a replay and then take control of either character in the replay and just go through the situations like that. Of course, you can do this in training mode already. You can set the training dummy to redo those types of things, but I won't even lie, that's why I sort of struggle with labbing, because it's just sort of lame, it's sort of time consuming. But if you gave me the option of just loading up the replay, taking control, and just hop back in, I'd do it, because there's less that I have to do. I'm just in that moment. I also have a cool idea that they could do with this. So I'm not sure if it's Pokemon, I believe, where you could download other people's replays and play against them. But let's say that you had a tournament match, Arc Revo Finals, Hotashi, I don't remember who he was fighting against, but Hotashi versus whoever, I'm sorry, whoever that is, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. But you have that match and you can take control of Hotashi's Nagaryuki and you can play through that tournament match, which I would have to say is probably peak performance, since it's in a tournament setting. It's not like it's an offline set. It's not like it's an online set. So you know, this is peak gameplay, so you can actually experience that. I feel as though that would be a great tool just to help people learn the game. For example, I forget the Kai player's name. Give me a second, guys. Guilty Gear Strive Arc Revo. Okay, it's Hotashi versus Jonathan Tene. If you could replay that match, I believe it was Zato, don't quote me on that. But if you could replay that match as a Zato player, you'd be able to get top Nagaryuki experience because you're playing against Hotashi. Another cool thing, they could also do it, have it like a promotion something, where of course it would suck if these are like limited time replays, but you know, that's how these things are. But give out, you know, retie these codes to replay so you can search it and it's always there for you to replay. Like if you want to compare, like how the combo trials have, you can go with like older game versions or you can go with the latest version, how you can have different game versions of the replay. I feel as though take control would absolutely be the greatest thing that they could implement in Strive going forward and in all fighting games going forward. Now, finally, this doesn't have a lot that can really be discussed because it's pretty bare bones. It's better lobbies and better connectivity overall, because we already know crossplay is on the horizon, and crossplay on PlayStation and PS4 hasn't had the best track record, to be quite honest. I know Street Fighter players have been struggling for years.
This has got to be the final boss of garbage connections. Look at what he does. So you see he has 3 bars here. He turns orange for a second and 1 depletes because he DP'd. And then it rolls back and he somehow got super. How does this happen?
When it came to like PC players playing PlayStation players, just because, you know, the PlayStation's not as strong as PCs, let's be honest. But better connectivity, especially with crossplay, ArcSys has a chance to really make crossplay be something great. I can't think of another fighting game that has crossplay off the top of my head, but if there is a fighting game that's done crossplay good, comment it down below so that I can see and I can check it out for myself. But yeah, that's been all my sort of wish list for Guilty Gear Strive Season 2. If you have anything you'd like to say in the comments, please leave a comment, like the video, and share it with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next video.